Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to this week's SICW All-Star Wrestling. This past week, SICW was able to fulfill a dream and promote a show inside the Coruscant Room at the Chase Park Plaza Hotel, where Wrestling at the Chase all began back in 1959. Tonight, we're going to start you on a journey and let you look at some of those great matches that happened back in the 1950s and 60s at the Coruscant Room in the Chase Park Plaza. And then in weeks to come, we're going to bring you that SICW action from just last week at SICW Wrestling at the Chase, also in the Coruscant Room. So tonight, sit back, relax, and take a look at some of these great classic episodes.
Wrestling at the Chase started on the air in 1959. Unfortunately, none of that historic footage was saved. Everything's gone except for one tape from March of 1962. Let's do some time traveling. Let's see how the world has changed. Let's go back to the formal surroundings of the Coruscant Room at the Chase Park Plaza Hotel and hear from Joe Garagiola.
Hello, everybody. Busch Bavaria, America's most refreshing beer, presents Joe Garagiola and Wrestling at the Chase. Brought to you every Saturday at 9 and Wednesday at 8 for your enjoyment. No doubt about it, you can't beat fun. Fun and Busch Bavaria. So lift a snow-cooled glass while you enjoy the show. Now, let's go to ringside and Joe Garagiola.
Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Wrestling at the Chase. Yes, sir, wall to wall, and boy, tonight we're going to have them all over this place. Duke Kiyomuka's on. He's against Ray Gordon. Bill Frazier against Johnny Valentine. And Pat O'Connor, the United States heavyweight champion, against Lorenzo Parenti. So we're going to have an international match here. That's our card, and we'll be back with the first match right after this message.
And now, here's the second event of the evening. From Anderson, Indiana, weighing 230 pounds, Bill Frazier. And his opponent from Seattle, Washington, weighing 242 pounds, Johnny Valentine. The referee is Joe Schoenberg. This match is one fall with a 15-minute time limit.
Gentlemen, you're both familiar with the rules of the Missouri State Athletic Commission. Do either of you have any questions? Shake hands now and come out wrestling at the bell.
Bill Frazier and Johnny Valentine. Joe Schoenberger is a referee. Frazier, not quite as tall as Valentine. Looks like he hasn't missed many meals, though. Good-sized athlete. Valentine, the baking soda man, Arm and Hammer, Bongo with the elbow. There it is, the Art Museum. It's Saturday morning. Aren't you glad the bond issue passed? Johnny Valentine goes down. Head scissors, out of it, and away we go. A lot of action so far. Valentine and Frazier. Valentine, the big favorite. Frazier with the crew cut. Valentine dyed black roots. Went for the head scissors, missed, and ends up with an arm lock. Valentine applying the pressure. Bill Frazier against Valentine. So far, it's been all Valentine. And there is my good friend Robert Becerra. Robert's a Valentine man. Schoenberger says break the hold. Say, is that our Johnny Valentine? Is that our merit badge winner? Reverting back to his popular mechanics days, Johnny Valentine. Bill Frazier, that's Valentine. Oh boy, he must have got a new battery. Did you see those eyes light up? Valentine has been the dirty wrestler so far. Bill Frazier hasn't had much of a chance. Schoenberger, the referee. Head scissors on Johnny Valentine. That's Bill Frazier with the crew cut. Valentine, headless at the moment. Valentine spinning and twisting the hard way. Look, Ma, no hands. Bill Frazier holding on to the head scissors. And that's Frazier's head. From this view, it looks like a bowling tournament's about to begin. There's Valentine. Frazier is in trouble. Oh boy. We lose a dancer a week that way. That was Frazier. This is Valentine. He's got him. Schoenberger breaks the hold. That's Valentine, a close-up of Valentine. That took some courage. That top shot that you see right now, that's Tim Moritsugu. Ted Wallman's on our floor camera. Wayne Anderson is our switcher. Andy Anderson, our video man. Mike Whalen's our floor man. Fred Rockman is our director. And Roy May is our producer. Mel Felder is our audio man.
5 minutes have gone by. There are 10 minutes left.
Bill Frazier with the headlock on Johnny Valentine. Ought to be some kind of a television show for Valentine, you know, like Johnny Dollar or something. Yours truly, Johnny Valentine. Or I was a teenage pizza or something. Wake up, Roy. Bill Frazier and Johnny Valentine. John hasn't used that baking soda Arm & Hammer that he likes to use. Boy, he drives them right into the ground. The natives are counting the beads. Look like a Valentine fan. Joe Schoenberger's our referee, and he's bouncing around pretty good. I hope you can hear that one lady. Her voice seems to just pierce right on through. Oh, boy. Is that ever smart? Joe Schoenberger says break the hold. Hope he was smoking a thinking man cigarette because he was sure thinking. Valentine's in the corner, but he'll be out of it in a minute. Here we go, bargain basement. Here it comes. Whoop. Oh, boy. This is better than brushing between meals. Joe Schoenberger's the referee. One. Not enough. Here comes Valentine again. He's going to set him up. Right out in front of us here, down among the looms. Johnny Valentine. Back down right in front of us here. He's coming up with the tweed pattern. Joe Schoenberger. Whoop. There it was. Here we go. He missed him. Got him on his shoulder. On the neck. And Valentine has got him. 2, 3. Johnny Valentine is the winner with his baking soda arm and hammer smashed to the head. And we'll get the official announcement now from Eddie Gromacki.
In 8 minutes and 26 seconds, with a series of brain busters and a body press, the winner, Johnny Valentine.
Well, you heard it. A series of brain busters. Now, that's a real job to bust brains. But Valentine did it. He's the winner. And we'll be back with our next match and our next foreign intrigue submission hold right after this message.
And now, the main event. From Wellington, New Zealand, weighing 235 pounds, the United States heavyweight champion, Pat O'Connor. And his opponent from Naples, Italy, weighing 225 pounds, Lorenzo Parenti. The referee is Charles Venator. This match is one fall with a time limit of 20 minutes.
Gentlemen, you are both familiar with the rules of the Athletic Commission of the state of Missouri. Now, unless you have a question, shake hands now and come out wrestling.
Pat O'Connor and Lorenzo Parenti. Oh, we ought to have some action in this one. Should be a fast and furious one. Two real good athletes. Both real clean wrestlers. Lorenzo Parenti and Pat O'Connor. O'Connor, of course, the United States heavyweight champion. O'Connor has Parenti in trouble. Head scissors by Lorenzo. The natives are studying this one. This is the blue plate special. A lot of action. Both these guys attended the classes and attended well. You described that shot. Looked like a Mars test pattern. Parenti has a head scissors on O'Connor. What? And he just got out of it. And all of a sudden says hello. Both wrestlers kind of feeling one another out. And they're going to spin themselves right into the next county. Charlie Venator is the referee, and Charlie hadn't had to do a thing yet. Forget that big date. Friday, April 6th. Hey, a little bit of suspense as Parenti took the push off the ropes the first time, timed it, and put a flying head scissors on O'Connor. And that is Lorenzo Parenti. O'Connor trying to spin his way out of it. Both good athletes. O'Connor, the former NWA champion. That's O'Connor's head we're looking for. That's Parenti's head that we see. Parenti holding on to the head scissors. O'Connor's going to get out of it. Boy, that's a lot of lasagna. He got him. He got him. You've got to go for this, Parenti. You gotta like that O'Connor. A good athlete. Crowd loves this one. Still debating that brainbuster that Valentine beat Bill Frazier with. Do you think that if Rip Hawk was in the match, that Valentine could win with the brainbuster? Do you think that Hawk is equipped to allow Valentine to win with the brainbuster? He's about half equipped. A brainbuster. He'd never beat Hawk with that. And back we go again. Charlie Venator's the referee. Lorenzo Parenti applies the head scissors. And how's the supply of Busch Bavarian holding out? Yes, sir, that cold bottler can, right about now. Many ways to say it. Drinks good, imported Bavarian hops, but boys, all you got to do is just open up the bottle and pour, and then just, and that's it. O'Connor bouncing around Parenti with head scissors and flying head scissors and Cape Canaveral head scissors and astronauts and... Watch this O'Connor, though. He's out of it. Yes, sir, O'Connor. Is he holding it? He is. He's holding on to it. O'Connor's still holding on to it. Got to go for that. Pat O'Connor and Lorenzo Parenti. Round and round we go, says O'Connor. His wife probably has one of the most unique names of anyone we've met in a long time. Her name is Remember. Remember O'Connor. Charlie Venator is the referee. And our two boys at work here, Parenti and O'Connor. You know, you don't realize what goes on in the telecast when you sit home and watch a particular show. Right now, Tim Maritsuga's on the top camera. He's been protecting the shots because we've had some problems with our bottom camera here. And he's really had to maneuver it until Ted Wallman gets in action. Now, as soon as he gets his shot, I'll point it out to you just to show you how much work's been going on that top camera. He's rolling around now. It's still Maritsuga on this shot. There's the first shot that he's had in some 3 or 4 minutes. And if I hadn't said anything, you would never have known it. Great crew. And I appreciate the work that they do, and the last was a paid political announcement. No, we have a lot of fun here, and we got a good crew. And you hear it said many times, but unless you got a good crew, you just can't have a good show. Lorenzo Parenti and Pat O'Connor, meanwhile, back at the ranch, continue with head scissors and leg locks, and look at here. And the crowd loves it. A tremendous exhibition of wrestling by Pat O'Connor and young Lorenzo Parenti. O'Connor with the years, but young in body. Charlie Venator's the referee. Yes, sir, the crowd likes this one. And we've got as nice a crowd here tonight as you've ever seen. As the expression goes, they all washed up nicely. Got a fella sitting here with his hands folded in case the accident happens, he's ready. His wife is just across the table and just went, ooh. Parenti and O'Connor. A headlock by Parenti. Here we go, kingside. Oh, there! I mean, hey, that didn't take long. We didn't even get to Kings Highway in Lindell.
10 minutes have elapsed, 10 minutes remaining.
Lorenzo Parenti applying the pressure as he grunts and squeezes. And O'Connor says, where's the buffering? Charlie Venator bouncing around. Charlie's had a pretty easy night of it. Boy, he's had some nights here when he could have thought of 1,000 things he'd rather do. Hey, here we go, Kings Highway. Whoop! Hello! Boy, that's a lot of raviolis. Hit and run. Whoop! Hey, how about that maneuver? You gotta like that. You gotta like it. There's Roy May, Arthur Godfrey. Let's get the official announcement from Eddie Gromacki.
In 11 minutes and 32 seconds, with the cradle hold, the winner, Pat O'Connor.
We've got both of them. Hey, Pat, Lorenzo. Pat, that was a tremendous match, and we want to congratulate both of you. The young fella gave you quite a tussle.
Oh, tremendous. A real terrific athlete and a real credit to wrestling, Joe. He really gave me one of my toughest matches when there was a battle of wits, a battle of science, and a battle of good wrestling.
Did you set up the submission hold, or did it just happen?
Well, I sort of set it up hoping it would come off, and lucky for me it did.
Lorenzo, you lost, but good match.
Thank you, sir. I got a lot of respect for Pat. For me, he's still real good, you know. But I do my best. I try to beat him, you know.
Good boy. Well, if you're like me, I know you really enjoyed that Parenti-O'Connor match, and we've asked Pat O'Connor to come out just to talk to him about some of these holds that he's using. Pat, come on over here. Pat O'Connor, how about that? I could talk to the champion like that. I said, Pat, come on over here like I could lick you or something. But, Pat, it's nice of you to come on out. I know you've had a tough match, but the fans, I know, enjoyed it. Tell us about some of the holds. First of all, a headlock. Now, you see it looks so easy in the ring. What's so tough about a headlock besides strength?
Well, Joe, the tough part about these holds is always the way you apply them, and it's not just actually putting an arm around a man's neck. You know, this hold was made very famous by one of the greatest and one of the most famous of all wrestlers, Ed Strangler Lewis. He was a great wrestler for many years, and he made this hold famous, and I'll show you exactly how he taught me. Now,
you got a nice slick head to work with.
That's right. Now,
you got to agree.
Ed Lewis showed me how to put the ends of the fingers under your jawbone there, and then hold on. Now,
oh, I see what you're doing now. It's really here that hurts.
Absolutely.
It isn't across here.
That's right.
I see. You don't have to brush between meals when you do that, right?
Not exactly, no.
And what was that thing you did to Parenti where you had his arm back here? What is that a particular hold?
Well, that is known as a hammerlock. In wrestling jargon, it's known as a chicken wing, and it's a very tough hold. It's a tough hold to get out because simply you are behind the man when you have it applied. There are several ways of putting that on. There's one way we can put it on this.
I don't know where I'm going.
And there's the second side is like that, where I hold it there like that.
And you're just going up with it?
That's right. I just pull it right up on it.
What does that do? It's getting me off balance is what it's doing, for one thing.
Absolutely, it's getting you off balance. That's what I mean to do. I'll get you off balance, and then I put you down on the mat. While I've got that, and then it's tough to get out of.
Well, you're really not applying that much pressure, but I am off balance all the time.
Joe, the reason I'm not applying that much pressure because it's Joe Garagiola.
I see. Okay, all right. I got now. The one I want to ask you about, though, let me take my coat off first, though. I'm not going to challenge you, my friend.
You're not going to challenge me, but you look like it.
The one you put on Parenti now, it has to be your favorite. Now, what do you call that?
I call that the reverse rolling cradle. And I've used it many, many times, and in fact, it's proven a tremendous match winner for me, Joe. I've won a lot of championship matches with this hold.
What's the key to that hold?
The key to that hold is to get a man off balance and roll him over backwards. This is the professional style. Do it the collegiate style, you'd roll him forward.
Now, what do you call that?
Reverse rolling cradle.
Now, do you have to get in a particular position to do that?
Well, Joe, not too much. Just that I'm behind a man. Once I get behind here, I have command of that situation.
Now, we'll do it kind of like in slow motion. Now, you're behind me, we'll say. Now, what would you do? All right.
See where my right foot is?
Yes.
My left is right behind you, so all I do is this.
Oh! and now I can't get up. Huh?
No, Joe, you can't get up. This is my match winner.
Now, I can't get my shoulders up. Now, what do I do?
You just count it down. There's a 3-pin there.
Now, don't put a whole lot of pressure on me, but just kind of like you're trying to pin me. I see. Hey, you got me. Hey, while I'm down here, I might as well give me the matches and I'll sign off. Gordon and Kiyomuka, that was a draw. Valentine beat Fraser. O'Connor beat Parenti and Garagiola. And Johnny Costas. And, you know, that really smarts. Where'd you learn this hole?
I learned it in collegiate, then, of course, on the professional match.
Do you work out in a gym and do these kind of things?
Yes, I do.
How long can you keep a guy down here? As long as you want?
Yes.
Did anybody teach you this hole?
Yes, I worked at it on a number of years.
You know, I'm getting why I'm enjoying it down here, Pat. Pat, we certainly enjoy it.
Joe?
And now I'm going to try to get up. Will you try to unlock me?
The champion! Pat, thank you very, very much.
My pleasure, Joe.
Real nice. United States heavyweight champion Pat O'Connor. I know our fans appreciate it. Continue good luck.
Thank you.
Real good. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Good night, everybody.
As a youngster, I saw that edition of Wrestling at the Chase where Pat O'Connor turned Joe Garagiola into a pretzel. You'd think that I'd have enough sense not to get myself into the same predicament 17 years later with Kevin Von Erich. Let's go to that interview I did with Kevin Von Erich, and then we're going to see some red-hot action involving Kevin Von Erich with people like Gene Kiniski, Bulldog Bob Brown, and Dick Murdoch.
Kevin Von Erich's been working so hard on that body scissors. You watch in slow motion as he clamps it on Ron Starr at the end of that match, and Starr desperately heads for the ropes. He knows how dangerous that body scissors is. It was quite a match between Ron Starr and our guest right now, Kevin Von Erich. Kevin, thanks for joining us after a hard match. Excellent match. Starr's a good competitor.
Well, thank you, Larry.
Of course, Bobby Duncombe will present some different problems.
Well, any wrestler, anytime he gets in the ring, he wants to come away with the win. But unfortunately, I didn't. But it was against a very tough competitor, and I'll say at least it wasn't a total loss because I learned a lot from him, and so I'm glad I wrestled him.
And of course, now against Bobby Duncombe, you're talking about things like forearm smashes, kicks, big brute strength. Completely different, really, from Ron Starr. How can you handle him with the body scissors, which almost beat Starr, be effective against Duncombe?
Well, now the two styles are a lot different. A man like Duncombe, who you're talking about, is you don't know what to expect from him. You can get fist or a scratch in the eyes or whatever. But a guy like Ron Starr, I admire him. He gave me a fair match, and I really enjoyed it.
Are you satisfied with the development of your body scissors so far? It looked like you might have had a shot at getting Starr in that body scissors. How's it coming along?
The body scissor I'm really happy about it. It's my most powerful move. And as you were talking about Duncombe, it'll be very effective with him because I've studied him. He's got a good section between his short ribs and his pelvis, and you'd have to know a little about my hold, but that's where my hold is generated, in that area.
And now you're talking rib cage?
Just below the rib cage, right.
Would it be easier if you could show it on somebody?
It'd be a lot easier if I could show it.
Mick, want to come up? Hey, I'll do it. As long as you don't kill me. Will you promise not to break me in half like you do those bags of wheat?
I'll just show you. I won't hurt you.
Promised. Okay, let me give the microphone to Mickey here.
I'm glad you decided you're going to do it, Larry. May the best man win.
Just so he knows it's soft through here. Easy to hand me down?
Yeah, it'd be easier for you to get down.
Okay.
You want to put your hip. Okay.
What's important now? The placement of where the legs go across, or what?
Right here. Right here is his short ribs. And right here is kidneys and all sorts of stuff. And here's his hips. I like my legs like this.
You win. I give.
Wait, now put it a little tighter.
A little tighter, you saying?
Oh, nice guy. Just think if he breaks bags of wheat like this, like he did to me.
This is how it goes, but when I really clamp on, Larry, I get my back into it, and I kind of you can see where the pressure comes from.
Oh, yeah. Now you can use this as a pin too, though, really, right?
Right. Well, if I want to use it as a pin, I'll grab you from here.
Yeah.
And I'll just roll you straight back like. Yes. Ask him.
Do you give up?
I gave up a long time ago.
We still got time.
Oh! Now I can see why that body scissors does the job. Wait a minute, here comes Ron Starr. Oh, man. And you weren't even squeezing. Ron?
Larry, I just got one little thing I'd like to say. I've been a professional wrestler for almost 8 years. I knew this guy when he was just starting into high school. And Kevin, I want to tell you, you got a bright future, son. And if ever you need a tag team partner, you can damn sure count on me.
Ron Starr, Kevin Von Erich, opponents with a lot of respect for each other. I'll tell you something, I got a lot of respect for that body scissors. Kevin, thanks a lot. Kevin Von Erich, Ron Starr. We'll be back with another match after this.
The main event, an Australian tag team match, one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing from Winnipeg, Canada, weighing 242 pounds, Bulldog Bob Brown. From Waxahachie, Texas, weighing 268 pounds, Missouri State Champion Dick Murdoch. From Denton, Texas, weighing 235 pounds, Kevin Von Erich. from Edmonton, Canada, weighing 275 pounds, former world champion Gene Kiniski. Referee Lee Warren, Joe Tangaro.
Is this some kind of main event? I should say so. Gene Kiniski and Kevin Von Erich against Dick Murdoch and Bulldog Bob Brown. It begins with Brown against Kiniski, who were in a bit of an argument before the match. Brown went right up to Kiniski and said, "We'll see who the greatest athlete in Canada is." And Kiniski says, "All you do is talk." So we'll see if Mr. Brown is going to talk right now. Kiniski shoves Brown to the ropes, and he was waiting with a chop, but Brown got away, and Brown tags Murdoch, the Missouri State champion.
I tell you, Larry, people back home, don't touch your dial if your television starts to shake, because with Murdoch and Kiniski, everything goes.
Anything can happen in this tag match. There are some explosive people in that ring. Arm drag by Kiniski. Murdoch sags to the ropes, holding his lower back. Murdoch complains to referee Joe Tangaro, says Kiniski pulled the hair. Tangaro says, "No way, that was a straight arm drag, nice and clean." Kiniski goes over for a quick conference with Kevin Von Erich. Murdoch and Kiniski tie up, side headlock by Dick Murdoch on Gene Kiniski. Murdoch whipped to the ropes, and Kiniski nails Murdoch with a slash to the throat. Murdoch tags Brown. Big Thunder bows to Murdoch and Brown. Big Thunder is rumbling today. Oh, Murdoch tried to sneak into the ring, and Kevin Von Erich cut him off, and Kiniski thanks Kevin Von Erich for guarding Kiniski's back from Dick Murdoch. Can't believe how excited Kiniski is about teaming up with the Von Erich brothers. He really admires their ability inside the ring. And talking to us before the match, he was just tremendously enthusiastic about having Kevin Von Erich as his partner. Kiniski working on the arm of Bulldog Bob Brown. Brown thrashing about, trying to come up and look where Kiniski's knee is. Right inside the elbow, and then Kiniski threatens to stomp on the head of the Bulldog. Now an arm stretched by Big Thunder Gene Kiniski on Bulldog Brown. Tangaro got a count of one before Brown started to try to walk out of the hole. Tag is made to Kevin Von Erich. Kevin grabs the arm of Bulldog Brown, spins it, steps over, inside, brings Brown down and back into the arm stretch, and Kiniski was ready to stomp on Brown again. Here comes Murdoch, and Murdoch kicks Kevin Von Erich in the head. Brown slams Kevin's head into the top turnbuckle, and Murdoch kicks Kevin Von Erich in the stomach, does it again as Brown holds Kevin Von Erich. Dick Murdoch pounded on the head of Kevin Von Erich, but he's tossed to the ropes. Flying tackle, down goes Kevin Von Erich. Oh, Kevin was waiting with a hip toss. Arm drag by Kevin Von Erich. He gets out of trouble against Murdoch. Nicely done by Kevin Von Erich. Two very impressive tag team combinations in there. Kevin Von Erich and Kiniski, the fire of youth. Brown starting to come across the ring. Kiniski chases Brown back to his corner. They yell at each other again. The team of Von Erich and Kiniski, that fiery youth of Von Erich, the experience, the toughness of Kiniski. Brown started to step into the ring at the urging of Murdoch. Kiniski chased him out, and Brown and Murdoch, well, you have two of the roughest, most volatile competitors in the ring today. Murdoch strangling Kevin Von Erich. Here comes the Bulldog. Hard chop to the throat by Bulldog Brown. Brown pounds on Von Erich's head. Flying mare by Bulldog Brown. And then Brown clamps the head of Kevin Von Erich. What's Murdoch doing up in this corner? He's messing around that tag rope. Kiniski chased out of the ring by the referees. He wanted to come and help Kevin Von Erich against Bulldog Brown. Murdoch messing with that tag. He's taking the rope off the corner. Murdoch has that tag rope loose. He's sticking it into his tights as Kiniski keeps trying to get in there. And Murdoch, he's always up to something. The crowd yelling, trying to warn the referees, but their hands are full every time Kiniski. Here comes Kiniski again. Tangaro chasing him back. Lee Warren getting him back into the corner. Now Brown strangling Kevin Von Erich. Brown stomps on the throat of Kevin Von Erich and tags Murdoch. Here comes Murdoch, and he has that tag rope out. He has the tag rope around Kevin Von Erich's throat.
5 minutes have elapsed, 15 minutes left.
Gene Kiniski's after Bulldog Brown. Murdoch takes a swat at Kiniski. Kevin Von Erich still reeling after being strangled with that tag rope, and in all the confusion, I'm not sure where the rope ended up. Here it is outside the ring. Give me the knee, yells Murdoch. Brown puts that knee up, and Kevin Von Erich's head is slammed into the knee of Bulldog Brown. Murdoch is complaining that Ollie Hofstetter, our floor manager, is the man who took the rope loose, and that's how the rope ended up in the ring. Ollie, watch it. You know Murdoch. You know Murdoch. Another chop to the throat by Bulldog Brown. Kevin Von Erich trying to get to Kiniski, and he makes it. Big Thunder's after Bulldog Brown. Flying Beal. Here comes Murdoch. Kiniski tags Murdoch with a punch and then goes after the Bulldog. Kick to the stomach by Kiniski. He whips Murdoch into the buckles. Von Erich slams Brown's head into the top buckle. All four men in the ring. Murdoch gouges the eyes of Kiniski. And then Brown grabs Kiniski and bounces a fist off Kiniski's jaw. Kevin Von Erich throws a punch at Brown. Murdoch belts Kiniski in the face. Murdoch and Kiniski battling, and now Kiniski double team. Oh, Brown hanging on to Kiniski as Murdoch pounds on Kiniski. Kevin Von Erich trying to come to the rescue. Kiniski fighting back. He is tough. Here comes Murdoch. Kiniski didn't see the tag. Hard chop by Brown, and then another chop to the throat by Bulldog Brown on Kiniski. Murdoch hanging on to Kiniski as Brown dishes out the punishment to Gene Kiniski. Flying mare by the Bulldog on Kiniski, and then it's Brown with a headlock on Big Thunder. Oh, has this been a wild one already? Kiniski pulled the ears to get free. Brown again holding Kiniski for Murdoch to punch him. More double teaming by Brown and Murdoch. Murdoch going underneath, lifts Kiniski. Atomic knee drop. The atomic knee drop by the Missouri champion. He covers Kiniski. Count of one though, and Kiniski won't stay down. How do you like that? Kiniski yells. Dick Murdoch to Gene Kiniski. Murdoch and Brown have been very dangerous so far. They've been able to double team when the opportunity is there. Their toughness has helped them. Now Kevin Von Erich yells something at Murdoch, and Murdoch says, "Don't bother me, punk." Kiniski staggered, catches a knee in the back, and then several punches to the head. Brown pounding on the face of Kiniski. Kiniski again caught in the wrong corner by Brown and Murdoch. Brown pounding on the head of Kiniski. Bulldog Brown battering the head of Kiniski. Kiniski throws a punch that bounced off the top of Brown's head. Oh, Kiniski led over to the corner, and Murdoch trying to get that tag rope around the throat of Kiniski. Tangaro struggling with Murdoch. Now Murdoch strangling Kiniski with the tag rope. There's Kevin Von Erich after Murdoch. Oh, did he nail Murdoch with a punch? Murdoch going in the ring. He wants a piece of Kevin Von Erich. Kevin Von Erich willing to accommodate him. Murdoch retreats. The referees break up. Murdoch and Kevin Von Erich. Meanwhile, Brown is really dishing it out to Gene Kiniski. Murdoch goes outside the ring. He grabs Kiniski and pounds on Kiniski on the apron. Murdoch pounding on Gene Kiniski. Here comes Kevin Von Erich after Murdoch again. A very bad scrape across the back of Kiniski from some of the punishment he has taken. Kiniski staggering, ends up in the arms of Brown. Oh, Kiniski nearly punched the referee. He's dazed. He's taken a beating from Murdoch and Brown. But Kiniski refuses to quit. Throws a punch that misses, but he gets to Von Erich. Kevin Von Erich chases Murdoch to the corner. Kiniski trying to get in there too. An elbow smash to the head by Kevin. Knee left to the the stomach. The claw. The iron claw by Kevin Von Erich on Dick Murdoch. Here comes Brown. Brown couldn't get the claw off Murdoch. Kevin digging in with the iron claw on the Missouri champion.
10 minutes have expired, 10 minutes left.
Murdoch begging for help from Brown. Kaniski's in there. That's why Brown's not coming. Murdoch turned over with the iron claw. His shoulders are down. The referee counts 2, and Murdoch barely gets those shoulders up. Murdoch gesturing for Brown. Here comes Brown. He kicks Kevin Von Erich right across the bridge of the nose. Murdoch gets over to Brown to make the tag. Drop kick by Kevin. Another drop kick floors Brown. Kaniski takes a shot at Brown. Kevin Von Erich with a claw again on Murdoch, while Kaniski batters Brown. Murdoch doesn't really belong in the ring. He has been tagged out, but Kevin Von Erich digging in with the iron claw on Murdoch. Brown staggers over and runs into a kick from Kevin Von Erich. Now it's Von Erich and Kaniski who seem to have the momentum in their favor. Elbow smash to the neck and chest rather by Kevin Von Erich. Kevin going for the pin, can't get it. And Murdoch's after Kevin. Murdoch's after Kevin Von Erich. Kaniski trying to get Murdoch off of Kevin. Kaniski with a kick to Murdoch's head. Kaniski with a chop to Brown's throat. What a Donnybrook. What a wild and woolly brawl. Von Erich and Kaniski against Murdoch and Brown. Brown grabs the arms of Von Erich. Von Erich kicks at Murdoch to save himself. Kevin breaks free, pounds on the stomach of Brown. Brown delivered to Kaniski. Brown caught in a corner where he does not want to be. Kaniski with a chop to the Bulldog's throat. Brown brought to his feet by Kevin Von Erich and whipped into the buckles. Murdoch won't tag. Kevin wants Dick Murdoch. Kevin wants Dick Murdoch, and Murdoch refuses to tag Bulldog Brown. He doesn't want any more to do with that iron claw than he has to. Now Murdoch wants to have a conference with Brown. I think Brown would prefer the tag. So would Kevin Von Erich. Oh, Kevin made a mistake. He went after Brown and he walked into one. He walked into trouble. Murdoch strangling Kevin Von Erich. And then Murdoch drives his elbow into the face of Kevin. Here comes Kevin Von Erich, and he'll take, rather, Dick Murdoch wants Kevin Von Erich. Now that Kevin has been roughed up, Murdoch grabbing Kevin by the throat. Murdoch lifts Kevin by the throat. Murdoch strangling Kevin, lifting him into the air. Here comes Bulldog Brown. With all the wild excitement there has been, Murdoch kept his head. Kevin Von Erich in his excitement rushed into that corner, and you can see the result right now. When Murdoch saw that Kevin had been shaken up after the double teaming, then Murdoch wanted Kevin Von Erich. And now Kevin is in real trouble. Here comes Murdoch. Kevin with a punch to the stomach of Murdoch. Kaniski outside the ring urging on Kevin Von Erich, yelling at Kevin, fight him, fight him, fight him. Murdoch tags Brown. Kevin tries to get at Murdoch and gets caught in the corner by Brown. Murdoch biting the forehead of Kevin Von Erich. Flying mare by Bulldog. And then Brown grabs the head of Kevin Von Erich. It's not a strangle. Tangaro checked that. Squeezes his head off, yells Murdoch to Bulldog Brown. Another one of those punk Von Erichs, Dick Murdoch tells us. Punk with quotations on it. Murdoch said it. The crowd chanting, yelling, trying to give Kevin Von Erich whatever help they can vocally. Give him a little extra shot of adrenaline. Brown squeezing the head of Kevin Von Erich. Murdoch starts to step into the ring. Kevin kicks Brown away. The tag is made to Dick Murdoch. Murdoch whips Kevin to the ropes, flips him up, look out, jackknife and cradle. Brown breaks up the potential pin, and Kiniski chases Brown right out of the ring. Murdoch stops on the head of Kevin, then threw a punch at Kiniski. Now Kiniski's after Murdoch, and Murdoch bails out.
15 minutes have expired, 5 minutes left.
5 minutes remaining. Kevin uses his shoulder to the midsection of Murdoch. Murdoch tags Brown. Each squad has had their moments. Each team has had their opportunities, but neither team has broken yet. Kevin drops Brown to the mat. Kiniski reaches in, leans over those ropes. He gets to Brown, pulls Brown to him. Kiniski and Von Erich double team the Bulldog briefly. Tag made to Kiniski. And Kiniski's after Brown. Kiniski with a knee to the neck. Another knee by Gene Kiniski, the former world champion. Flying mare by Kiniski, and then he uses Brown's face like a doorstep. Kiniski goes for the pin. Brown throws him off. Murdoch stays in to kick Kiniski in the head. Kevin's after Murdoch. Brown working on the throat of Kiniski, drops Kiniski. Brown slams Kiniski's head into the top buckle, and Brown tags Murdoch. Kiniski misses with that punch to the stomach, and then Murdoch drops Kiniski with a series of kicks. Kiniski whipped to the ropes by Dick Murdoch, and Murdoch catches Kiniski with an elbow underneath the chin. Brown yells, "This is it." No, not yet. Kiniski's made of stern stuff. Kiniski trying to get to Kevin Von Erich, makes the tag. Kevin with a knee lift to the stomach. Kiniski holding Murdoch on those ropes for Kevin Von Erich.
3 minutes left, 3 minutes.
3 minutes left. Murdoch flipped up and over by Kevin Von Erich. Drop kick by Kevin, knocks Brown over the top rope. Drop kick by Kevin, floors Murdoch. Another drop kick. Murdoch manages to keep his feet. Kevin charging into Murdoch with tackles, but then Murdoch catches Von Erich and slams his head into the top buckle. Murdoch covering Kevin. The referee making a count of 3. Kiniski and Brown battling over here. Was there a pin made? Yes, I thought he had him down for a count of 3. The crowd's yelling that Murdoch used the rope for the extra pin. Lee Warren trying to explain what has happened to referee Joe Tangaro. We couldn't see. Kiniski and Brown were battling in front of us. Tangaro's calling off that pin and starting the match up again. Lee Warren saved Von Erich from being pinned. Von Erich pitched out of the ring. Murdoch out after. That pin was called off because of what? Look out! Murdoch slammed into the press table by Kevin Von Erich. Again, Murdoch's head slammed into the press table by Kevin Von Erich, while Kiniski is battering Bulldog Brown in the far corner. We have it. There's the claw. The claw by Von Erich. The referee calling for the bell. Von Erich with the claw and Dick Murdoch outside the ring. Von Erich forcing the man down to the mat, down to the concrete floor. Kevin Von Erich still with the claw on Murdoch, and Murdoch catches Von Erich in the head with a microphone stand. Murdoch drives a microphone stand into the throat of Kevin Von Erich, while Kiniski and Brown have a Donnybrook. Murdoch has the bell. He's trying to get at Kevin Von Erich with a bell. Joe Tangaro pushing him back. I think that Tangaro has not disqualified both men. Kevin Von Erich still trying to get at Murdoch. Kiniski and Brown had a war. Both men, I think, have been disqualified. Mickey Garagiola will be going into the ring to give us the official verdict. It looked like Kevin Von Erich had been pinned. But in all the excitement, it was Lee Warren who spotted that Murdoch used the ropes to get Von Erich's shoulders down. And as soon as Joe Tangaro was told what had happened, he started the match again, and now it's Brown who's complaining about that decision. Let's find out. We have quite a battle going on here between Brown and Tangaro.
not use leverage from outside. That's a big win for us.
No, the referee saw his feet on the ropes. Okay, I think this match has been called a double disqualification. Let's get the time for Mickey Garagiola.
Referee Joe Tangera, the match is over on a double disqualification.
Well, wrestling fans, there you have it. We saw where Wrestling at the Chase began in the beautiful Coruscant room at the Chase Park Plaza. We saw how it developed into the Wrestling at the Chase studios. And in the weeks to come, we're going to show you how SICW was able to return and create some of their own magic inside the beautiful Coruscant room at the Chase Park Plaza. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Sunday for another edition of SICW All-Star Wrestling. Have a good week, everybody.